Hi, I'm Adie and I'm sat with Aaron and Amy, who've just started React like this morning. So you just had a 2-hour lecture. How are you feeling about it today, guys?
It's good, yeah.
All right, yeah. I think the same. I think there were moments on the course where you get so far with the project, especially when we were doing the API stuff. You kind of go, awesome, we've created an API, and then naturally as a human, you then want to, as web users, you want to do the next bit.
Yeah.
But we kind of had to sort of say, no, that's coming, just park it, and then eventually we'll get onto that. So I think it's exciting to sort of go, oh right, we are actually now in that final stage where we are just kind of, going to bring it all together and kind of put the cherry on the top, I guess. So yeah.
Start to look at building your own project.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
And looking back on the back end, like, how did you guys find that? Because when I was doing it, that was the thing that I'd never really got anything, not really been involved in. Found it quite intimidating when I first started, but then I found that I really enjoyed it the more I went on. I was surprised by it. How have you guys got on with the back end? Obviously you came in and wanted to do all of it, so it's different for you guys, but did you enjoy it? Was there anything that stands out looking back?
I think I was really surprised with the back end because I think what I'd heard before, when people talk about servers and databases and stuff, I think I had completely the wrong idea about what those things were. I think I'd gone quite sort of hardware and physical side of those kind of things, so I had no idea what went into the actual coding of those things. But I actually really enjoyed the sort of the methodical approach to it in terms of like trying to figure out when you are setting up a database, trying to think through how to structure it and stuff like that. I actually quite enjoyed it. I was quite surprised, but I had no idea what it was before, so yeah.
Cool. What about you, Aaron?
I had some idea, but I guess I thought it would be like a lot more complicated than it actually was. I think maybe it's the sort of method that the back-end bit was taught here, but it made it very sort of simple. Like you said, it was very methodical. You go like one thing leads to another, and from that you can build something very, very complex. So yeah, I really did enjoy the back-end bit and just sort of doing things like building APIs that I'd never done before. I didn't even know about how APIs worked before I started on the course. So yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, I was exactly saying like APIs for like some mythical thing before I came on the course, and you're building like, oh, is that it? Like, I'm missing something.
That's how it works.
So you guys did quite a bit before you came on the course, as I understand it. So I think you did some hackathons, is that right, Aaron?
Yes. I took part in Hack Manchester and other youth hacks organised by Hive Manchester. So that it was a sort of like a good background into coding before coming onto the course.
Yeah, and you were doing self-teaching as well, was that right? Doing some online teaching?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I think, my sort of main background really with programming is when I was at uni, I did mechanical engineering and we did more like object-oriented languages. So I did like C++ and Java and stuff. So I'd played around with those languages, but I hadn't really done much web development stuff. So this has been a change.
And how have you found the difference from trying to teach yourself or kind of being in the room with a hackathon? You kind of, I've not done one. I want to do one. It seems like it feels really intimidating to me. So I'd like to know.
You should. It's a brilliant experience. I'm not just saying that because I've been, from what I saw, it was just brilliant. Yeah, so I think you should give it a chance.
And how about you? Were you just learning by yourself online before, were you?
Yeah, I think I did notice a massive shift, like when you actually start coming here, like what you can learn online at home versus when you come here, like the fact that you've got people around you can ask questions to. I think that's the biggest difference. Like the other day I tried to teach myself something totally new with Alexa, and you just get stuck all the time. And when you do get stuck, you're just like, oh, there's nobody else here. Like, who do I ask? And you don't realise how much you lean upon that. And that's not even just like, the teachers and stuff like that. It's just, the people on the cohort as well. You just ask the person who sat next to you, oh, did you get this error? How did you fix this? Like, it's that stuff that really just speeds up your learning process, I think, really. So, it's very, very valuable having that environment.
Which leads on a bit to pair programming, I suppose. Not to put you two guys under too much pressure because you paired last week. How are you finding the pair programming? I think it's one of the biggest learning curves that I found personally, like having to explain your thought process to someone else and getting through that barrier. How are you guys kind of enjoying the pair programming?
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it.
I've loved it, like ever since I started. I keep telling people this when they ask me that question about pair programming, but I felt really lucky on the course because I felt everyone I've worked with has been incredible at pair programming. And not to say that everyone was the same, like people worked in different ways. Some people were more methodical and wanted to go through everything step by step. Some people wanted to just sort of fly through it and get to the end. But I think I was just lucky to be able to adapt to my pair's pace, and we were communicating effectively and sort of moving back and forth and sharing ideas. And I think for me that was like just really fun and an enjoyable way to learn stuff, having someone to lean on and someone to bounce ideas off. So I've really enjoyed pair programming.
Yeah, I think what I realised sort of in the first couple of weeks was like the best bit is you share the wins. You know what I mean? So it's just like when something does go right or something, you know, like we were getting like really excited when stuff actually came out on the page as we had in our heads. Like, and it's nice to actually be able to share that with somebody as opposed to being sat on your own, sort of giving yourself a high five. That doesn't really make any sense. So it's nice, and I think you also kind of, the lower moments don't seem as low either, because you kind of just go, oh, this didn't work. But I think because you're with another person, you kind of just go, okay, but together we'll solve the problem. Like, it seems less kind of desperate in those sort of when it's all going wrong moments. So no, I think I've found it a good experience to pair programming. Yeah.
Awesome. So what projects are you working on?
Do you want to go first?
Oh yeah, sure. So we're working on we've not named it yet, but it's
that's the most difficult
bit. Right? We just can't seem to agree on the name. But we're working on a sort of Northcoders participant guide sort of thing. Essentially, every new cohort will get a new login, and every sort of participant, every student gets to contribute to like a growing library of just of notes and resources and things like that, and we're sort of thinking of redesigning NC Help, maybe not completely, just partially, because there are quite a few things that we noticed during our time on the course and wish we had or wish was different, and we would like to sort of see how we would go about bringing it, and hopefully if it is done to a good enough standard, maybe could be used for the next go-out.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, that would be really useful.
Are you on the same? You working on the same project team together?
No. Okay. So my project's completely different. So we're trying to address quite a few problems, but I guess the core problems is the idea of loneliness and disconnect with the older generation, especially with the younger generation. So it's inspired by an installation that I saw in the Design Museum. It was about what question would you ask if you could just ask somebody of the older generation one question, what would it be? And it turns out people often choose things that like basically Google can't answer. Like, it's the sort of things that are more about wisdom. But what they then found in that project was that it then made the older generation feel more connected and feel valued again. So we're trying to basically recreate that project, but using Alexa as the interface. So we're trying to sort of imagine, if people were able to submit questions, then somebody who's perhaps housebound, doesn't get to speak to people, very many people during the day, they'd be able to kind of answer these questions and kind of pass on their words of wisdom. So that's our ambition anyway.
They both sound amazing. I really can't wait to see them. They sound cool. One last question. So you both, I think, did you go to a few meetups before you came?
Not at Northcoders, no.
You go to meetups in Liverpool, didn't you?
Yeah, in
Is that
Liverpool,
right?
yeah.
So would you suggest that meetups, I think you ran some as well, didn't you, Aaron? Is that right?
Yeah.
You did a few kind of sessions. So would you suggest that that's a good way for people to dip their toe into coding, go into meetups and meeting people that way, actually meeting humans rather than just learning on a web interface?
Definitely. Like I said about sort of Hack Manchester and other hackathons around Manchester, it's like just going and seeing that you're not the only one, I think is the most important thing. The first time I tried anything in coding was because I went to Hack Manchester, just randomly decided to give it a shot, and just seeing that I wasn't the only one, I wasn't the only beginner, because I've always felt like it's too much, and it's just way too much to do to actually catch up to everyone else. But just going there and realizing that you're not the only one in that position, and it doesn't take much to start getting into it, and from there you can develop as much as you want to. So I think, yeah, I would advise anyone who's thinking of getting into it to just go out there and see what other people are like and sort of get inspired, and yeah, go from there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll just add, like, I think whenever I've been to any sort of, you know, tech-focused meetups, I think the thing that's overwhelming is just how friendly everybody is, like, and how normal everyone is. Like, it's a very inclusive, you know, everybody's welcome. So yeah, I've never been kind of intimidated, you know, to sort of go to those meetups, and you always get something out of it. I think that's the thing, is that it's never a waste of time. So yeah.
Awesome, that's great. I think I'll leave it there, guys.
All right.
Thanks for that.